When it comes to treatment planning, there are a couple of things I want to show you. Firstly, I want to take you through what we call a virtual setup. In this feature, you work on the individual teeth and you have a little toolbox available to you so that you can start the treatment planning. Let's have a quick look at the possibilities. As you can see, I can now click on a single tooth to start working on that one specifically. Also, I can select multiple teeth if that's what I want. Let me take you through some of the tools you have here. The most important one is probably tooth movement. I can move the teeth with a mouse, or I can use the visual helpers, or I can enter the precise values in this window. All the movements I make on the teeth will be collected into this teeth movement overview. You can also do a virtual interproximal reduction, like I've done quite dramatically on this tooth, so that you can better see the effect. You can do extractions, like the one I did here, even though this patient did not need one. And there are quite a few additional tools that will take too long time to go through here. One thing I will show you though is that you can create a small animation from malocclusion to the final setup very easily. I've opened a virtual setup here where the teeth are positioned where I want them. I now click the animation button and the system will create an animation for me. This is stored as a so-called GIF file, which you can show your patient during the consultation or even share via email. I'll return to the virtual setup feature in a couple of minutes to show you how the system can come up with a proposal for a final setup based on a few inputs from you. I will also be showing you an amazing feature where you can use for almost automatically design a short series of finishing aligners. Cliffhanger, I know, but please stay with me for a few more minutes and I will show you how it all works. Until that demo, I'll show you an example of a full treatment workflow. In this case, digital indirect bonding. Indirect bonding in the 3Shape system is one of the most powerful features, as we have removed all the cumbersome and time-consuming steps and left you with an easy to understand digital workflow that offers increased patient comfort, high accuracy, and reduced treatment time. All this leads to improved dental care and increased profitability for you. This is a game changer compared with direct bonding and analog indirect bonding. So let me show you how this works. The screen is now split into two with a malocclusion scan on the left and the final setup on the right. The right side of the screen will continue to improve as you go through the next few steps. The system automatically selects an ideal arch wire based on the minimum in-out values, thus giving you an indication of how you can reduce the treatment time. As you can see, the setup on the right is already starting to take form. You can now choose the bracket library that you've decided to work with, and you even had a full freedom to mix and match between libraries so that you, for instance, can choose tubes from another libraries on the molars. As soon as you've chosen the library, the right side of the screen improves even further as it is now adhering to the bracket prescription. In the final step, you have the ability to adjust the bracket positions. You can choose to either adjust the brackets on the left side and see the final result on the right side, or choose to move the teeth into the final position on the right side and have the system automatically calculate the bracket position on the left. There are several small one-click tools to make the workflow even easier, including this feature that distributes the teeth evenly. As you can see, it keeps the midline intact while keeping the second molars in place. As a user, you are constantly informed about potential problems such as gingiva and antagonist collisions. You have now completed the workflow and the system offers you a full prescription table. You or your lab can then print a model with the brackets on so that it is possible to thermoform the bracket tray over the model. If you or the lab have a 3D printer that can print using soft biocompatible material, you can skip the model printing and the thermoforming process altogether and print the bracket tray directly. This is a game changer in productivity. So for direct tray printing, the tray is simply designed on the screen and sent directly to the printer. And then there's just one more thing. So I promised to return to the virtual setup feature a few minutes ago. As you can see, I'm now back. And remember that indirect bonding workflow we just completed? So the final setup from that workflow is now available from within the virtual setup feature. So if I open it, you will see the very same setup as before. So even though you're not planning to use bracket on a patient, you can use the indirect bonding workflow to build a very nice virtual setup in literally a minute or two. And let's say that you want to make a small series of finishing aligners for this patient. We have built a super easy way for you to create sub setups. I simply click on the sub setup button here and enter the desired number. Immediately the system divides the journey from the malocclusion to the final setup into 5 stages. Obviously this patient needs more than 5 stages, but you get the point. And as I click through each stage, I can see the progress on the model. You can now choose to adjust each stage if you need to, or simply click on the export button. This will generate STL files for each stage, which you or your lab can use for printing horseshoes for the aligner suck down process. This is such a powerful and easy to use feature. Okay, I could go on and on with the treatment planning here, but I think I'll stop. So the final video will show you a few additional tidbits and some closing remarks. Thank you for watching.